about 12 o'clock, this old world's gonna reel and rock. Saints, they all tremble and cry for pain, for the Lord's gonna come in his heaven airplane.
Dorothea Lange was a great American photographer who helped capture the essence of the Great Depression. This is her story. The lives of millions of Americans came crashing down on October 29, 1929. This was the day the stock market crashed. Unemployed Americans spent their days walking the streets in hopes of finding work. To add on to Americans' depression, Mother Nature unleashed her fury. The Dust Bowl hit in the early 1930s, a nightmare beyond a farmer's wildest dreams. Severe droughts transformed exposed crop soil to disappointing dry dust. The farmers could no longer farm their land, let alone live in their homes. With crushed spirits, many abandoned their homes. The Dust Bowl caused many to migrate to California. Here, Dorothea Lange became the documentary photographer who would capture the struggles and suffering of those Americans forced to migrate, as well as the unemployed. With her photographs, Dorothea changed the lives of many. Dorothea Lange was born in Hoboken, New Jersey on May 26, 1895. She's the oldest of two. As a child, two big events impacted her life that would change her forever. At 7 years old, she contracted polio, which caused her to have a limp for the rest of her life. Her father abandoned her and her family at the age of 12. Growing up, Dorothea had little interest in school and would often skip it to wander the streets of New York or visit museums. She enjoyed looking at the interesting people she saw every day. Her mother always pushed her to become a teacher. However, she wanted to be a photographer. Following her dreams, she worked for Arnold Genthy, a famous portrait photographer, as a helper printing proofs as a way to learn more about photographs. Not liking this, she quit. Her goal was to be a photographer, not just a helper. She then began to work as a photographer in a small business, taking photos of wealthy and famous people. She also took photography courses at Columbia State. She moved to San Francisco in 1918 and started her own portrait studio in 1919. In 1920, Dorothea married Maynard Dixon, a Western wilderness painter, 20 years her senior. Together they had two boys, one born in 1925 and the other in 1929. In 1932, due to the Great Depression, Lange and Dixon had to sell their home and they each moved back to their own studios. The boys were put in a boarding school and by 1935, they divorced. In 1933, while looking out her studio window, she looked at a line of unemployed men standing outside a wealthy woman's home. It was in that second she knew she had to take photos of these people. The White Angel breadline is a photo of a man with a cup, surrounded by other unemployed men. This photograph has become one of the lasting images of the Great Depression era. The wealthy woman was considered the White Angel, as she served the hungry unemployed men warm soup. In 1934, Dorothea's photographs were exhibited in a small gallery in Oakland, California. Paul Taylor, a university economics professor, was impressed by her work. He was studying the problems faced by the people due to the Great Depression. He thought her photographs could be used with his writing projects. They became a team. He wrote while she photographed. They married in December of 1935. She worked for the Farm Security Administration, FSA, that had her go out and photograph the lives of migrants. She photographed the unemployed and the homeless. The impacts of the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl were all viewed through still images. She was also hired by the federal government, War Relocation Authority, to take photographs of the forced migration of Japanese Americans to detention camps in the U.S. during World War II. Dorothea's story is so powerful because she used her camera as an instrument for social change in the 20th century. Dorothea Lange once said, "The camera is an instrument that teaches people how to see without the camera." After seeing some of her images, she was right. The most impacting and most famous image that Dorothea is best known for is Migrant Mother. This picture was taken in a migrant pea pickers labor camp in Nipomo, California. It is a picture of a migrant mother and her hungry children. Today, this picture is known throughout the world. The image has been adapted to other cultures and causes as well. A photographer's files are, in a sense, his autobiography, more resides there than he is aware of. As fragmentary and incomplete as the archaeologist potsherds, it can be no less telling. Lange was an influential photojournalist and documentary photographer that was best known for Depression-era work. And although her photographs recorded information and facts, she did it artistically and very caring.
Let it go. Let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. Let it slide. Let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine till you